Hi guys, I am back with another video today. So I'm sorry I'm making this video really late at night. I'm making it at 1:30 a.m. and this counted as yesterday's video. It's not a part of today's review. It was a review. It was supposed to happen yesterday, but I didn't have enough time to watch it before today. I mean, it was supposed to come out on Friday, but it's gonna come out on Saturday. But I started watching this around 10 o'clock after WWE Friday Night SmackDown. But today's video is gonna be the review of Solar Opposites Season 1. So, I'm going to tell a story. So, when I heard that there was going to be a spin off of Rick and Morty, which is Solar Opposites, I was really excited. But I didn't know when it was going to come out. I don't exactly remember how I found out about it, but I knew I just found out about it. And I was really happy that they were going to make a spin off of Rick and Morty. Pretty much that's what Solar Opposites is. I'm not going to spoil. There will be some spoilers, not any major spoilers. Little things I saw in the show. But one thing I can tell you is at the beginning of the first episode, the opening card, it shows this home planet of aliens. Their home planet gets destroyed by an asteroid, and they leave that planet to come to Earth. They crash into this house, and now these aliens live on Earth. So it's kind of like Rick and Morty, but it isn't. It's more of a science fiction. Instead of Rick and Morty, where they go to different dimensions with aliens, these aliens are living on Earth, and the humans don't like them. It's pretty obvious. So this show was created for the Fox channel, but what happened was they didn't pick it up, so it was shelved until it was licensed by Hulu, and it became a Hulu original series. So guys, I really recommend if you guys like Rick and Morty, go watch season 1 of Solar Opposites. You don't have to watch them all in one night like I did, but I wanted to do this review yesterday, but yeah, I didn't get any time because I was watching it, because I didn't have any other time throughout the day to watch it, so I had to watch it really late at night. But anyway, yeah, I recommend you guys to watch this show if you like Rick and Morty. It's a really good show. I really liked it. Like, I love Rick and Morty. And I'm telling you right now, if you love Rick and Morty, you're gonna love Solar Opposites like I did. It's a great show. Something different. Something very different from Rick and Morty. But the one thing I can say that it is close to Rick and Morty with, the jokes and the violence are pretty much, jokes and violence are pretty similar to Rick and Morty. So I think it was a great show. I really liked it. So now let's get into the other stuff. What was the box office and budget for the show? I don't really know what the box office was. It didn't really say, and it didn't give me what the budget is either. So, but what were the reviews? So, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 100% from 11 critics. Now, I'm not a critic. I just like to review things. So, if you watch this video and you think I'm being biased, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just reviewing things that I like. sometimes I review things but I don't like, but it doesn't really matter. That's not the point. I'm just reviewing these things. But Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100 100% based off of from 11 critics. So I'm really happy with the I'm really happy with Rotten Tomatoes liking of this. They probably gave Rick and Morty the same thing too, so I'm not surprised. But Rotten Tomatoes have been making me pretty happy lately. Keep it up, Rotten Tomatoes, because I know they make bad reviews of good movies. So, some people gave it a 70 out of 100 based on 7 critics. I'm gonna be the 8th critic, but I'll be called more of a reviewer than a critic. But I give it 100 out of 100. I really like it. It's a great show. It's something different. It's like Rick and Morty, but it's something very, very different. And another thing is, Justin Roiland is the voice the main character like he does in Rick and Morty. He's not like Rick, but he sounds like Rick in the show. And there is many other good voice actors in this show. There's the kid from the Goldbergs who plays Adam Goldberg in the show Goldbergs, who voices one of the characters. And that's really about it. Justin Roiland, and I don't know what his name is. I don't know his name. I know what his name is, but I forgot. But he plays on the Goldbergs. He plays Adam Goldberg. If you watch the Goldbergs, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, then I don't know. But yeah, those are really the only 2 voice actors I know. Oh, another one I know, Tom Kenny was also in it. Tom Kenny is in Rick and Morty as well. He plays many different characters. Same like Justin Roiland, but he's in this show too. And that's really only the voice actors I really know. People gave it a B grade. I give it an A+. Man, like Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland knocked this out of the park. It's a really good show. When I first heard about Solar Opposites, I wanted to see it, and I knew it was going to be a great show. Even though it's a science fiction, it's aliens, and we all see that stuff all the time on TV, but he really hit it out of the park. Another thing I would like to say, I would like to send my condolences to Mike Medell's family. He's the guy who worked on Rick and Morty, and he worked on Solar Opposites. Sadly, he died in 2019. I think he was in his 50s. I would like to send my condolences to the Mandel family, because he was a great producer for Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites. I thank him for working on these 2 great shows, and, yeah. People gave it a 9 out of 10 reviews. I give it a 10 out of 10. I gave Rick and Morty a 10 out of 10 too. I really like both. So there's a couple things that I found in the show. Okay, so this show has the same animation as Rick and Morty. If you watch it like I watch it, you will see it. It has the same animation like Rick and Morty. And it's also made by the same studios as Rick and Morty. Justin Roiland's solo Vanity Card Productions. It's also made by Fox and another thing. So yeah, it's basically the animation goes with this Justin Roiland solo Vanity Card Productions. He made the animation for Rick and Morty, and he's made same animation for Solar Opposites. The end credits are very similar to the Rick and Morty end credits. They look very, very similar. If you see it, good for you. If you don't see it, well, the animation thing you'll see very well, but the end credit thing, I think only certain people who love Rick and Morty very well will know what I saw. It also breaks the fourth wall twice. It does the same thing with Rick and Morty. It breaks the fourth wall. So in one scene, the main characters break the fourth wall, saying they know they're going to go to commercial break. It's done that the same thing in Rick and Morty too. The other fourth wall I can't remember. But yeah, they break the fourth wall twice, just like in Rick and Morty. Okay, another thing is Rick and Morty. There's a Rick and Morty and Back to the Future reference in the last episode 8. There's only episode 8 in this series. They reference going back to the future 2 years later to find a wallet at the destroyed home planet. So if you watch the opening credits, you'll see their home planet destroyed. And that's the only major spoiler I'm going to give. There's one more spoiler you don't want to hear, but I'm going to say it. This is the last thing I can say. Because this was made by Fox 20 Productions, it does make a Simpsons reference because Fox owns The Simpsons, Disney owns the Fox, and Disney owns The Simpsons. So they made a Simpsons reference in the last episode. Now, what is the future of Solar Opposites? And this is the other... There's two major things. The Back to the Future thing, which they didn't express it as being Back to the Future. They expressed it more time travel. Which, if you watch Rick and Morty, you know Rick and Morty don't time travel. But these aliens do. So, I think the show is based on them arriving to Earth, them being stuck on Earth, not liking Earth because the humans don't like them, and time travel. So yeah, the last episode mentions the time travel and going back to the future. That's all I had to say about that. But yeah, what's the future of Solar Opposites? This is the major thing I didn't want to spoil. Like I just said right here, I just spoiled the last episode for you guys. But I didn't really spoil anything else except for the opening credits, which you'll see really quick, so you won't be mad. I also spoiled the end credits, but if you saw what I seen, you'll know what I'm talking about. Same thing with the animation too. But the last thing I want to spoil here, the future of Solar Opposites is there will be a season 2. I don't know how many episodes they're making, and I have no idea how many episodes there will be. If I'll look into it later. I don't know if the production has started yet, but I'll make a video saying what I find, okay? And I really recommend you guys to go watch Solar Opposites. It's a great show. It's very similar to Rick and Morty. It's a science fiction show. Something very different. Justin Roiland's voice acting is great as usual. And there's also very good voice actors. And I really like this show. I recommend you guys to watch it. And if you watch it, good for you. It's a great show. And I like it just as much as Rick and Morty. But if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.